Hello and welcome to the Gone Traveling podcast. We are looking at the BKT, the road to greatness. There are four teams left, and with me to chat about it, me, David Hein, is Sergio Llebres over in Valencia. Sergio, how you doing?
Hi, David. The semifinals seem to be on the plot, if I'm not wrong. Maybe we could imagine these four teams. This was one of the most obvious options for me, and no surprises, but good basketball, and that's the important thing. Every losing team showed a lot of good things, great seasons, and also in the games they were eliminated, they fought a lot. So very happy for these quarterfinals. Also, the eighth finals were very good, and let's see if these four teams can give us the peak of basketball, because this season for me is one for the books in the regular season and also the postseason. So let's see.
Yeah, we picked the quarterfinals all correct.
Yeah.
We were not big fans of Jerusalem, and otherwise we got everything else. Right on, right on, right on, right on, right on. Let's jump in right away. Let's go right away to the first game, which was yeah. I mean, I was pretty shocked that Cedevita was able to totally shut down Bahcesehir for so long,
Yeah.
and and I figured this is a EuroLeague team, and my MVP he came through
Yeah.
when it counted. Jalene Smith some massive shots in the fourth quarter, and Bahcesehir survived, came back from 19 points down to defeat Cedevita Olympia Ljubljana 85-81. Your thoughts?
Cervita made a great first quarter and also half, but Bahcesehir has the names it has, a EuroLeague caliber team, and you also made a published an article about their project, and this matches very well with their philosophy that this is a quite new team, and they are giving their best, and they also had the quality, and they showed it here in these quarterfinals. Cerevita maybe was a little bit surprising that they beat Besiktas, but then it was more and more surprising watching the 7:24 in the first minutes. So fantastic beginning for them, but the shot selection and also the good defense by Bahcesehir made a lot. And as you said, Jalin Smith was crucial. Also, I don't know. Cervita made a lot of adjustments that were very good. Tayo Diaz was eliminated from the game, to say it in one way, because we couldn't see him in the shine as he did all the season long, and it was because of Mitrovic's adjustments, how Cervita players fought, but Marko Simonovic also made a great game in the on the paint, taking very good decisions, being very good at the free throw line. He made nine free throws. So, very good comeback for Bahcesehir that needed this type of games to, like, made sure that they could afford these difficult times in a game, in an elimination game. So, this shows that Gran Canaria has a very difficult rival to beat. Yeah.
Yeah. Two things that you had to note also was Matheus Panica coming back, first game since round 13, and you saw that leadership. Of course, he wasn't able to kind of do some of the things that he
Yeah.
wanted to do, but still had 4.6 rebounds and provided some really good things. And one another thing you I'd like to note also is that this is the third time in the last 4 games that Furkan Korkmaz has scored in double figures. This is a guy that came right around that same time when Ponitka went down. Sipahi also came in around that same time, and Korkmaz, had 10 points and really, gives them a dynamic score that they're gonna need, and that showed. I mean, you have to have these weapons. You have to have these weapons in order to come back from some of these games, and that's exactly what they did. And hats off to them. And I totally say that they took the game. I don't think Cedevita lost it. I think that Bahcesehir took this game, and now they're four wins. All these teams now are 4 wins from the EuroLeague. Anything else on this one before we move on?
Yeah, that everyone who expected Kormas to be like the one who leaders the offensive and I don't know makes 20 points per game uh, should be wrong because this Bahcesehir team is very well rounded and every piece makes its work. So uh, Furkan Korkmaz is doing a very good job being key in some moments where the team needs points, but you don't need him to score 25 points a game to be successful. So very good for him to adjust at this level of team chemistry basketball. And also, let's see if this rotation of 6, 7 players that Bahcesehir uses is good for a 3 game round. So that's kind of the things that are in my mind now into the semifinals because Gran Canaria has like a fairly 11, 12 rotation team, and Bahcesehir really uses for 20, 25 minutes 7 players. So this is going to be interesting in that way.
You mentioned Gran Canaria. Let's move over to
Mhm.
that game.
Yeah, nice transition.
It was another game that for a while it was tight, and then Gran Canaria kind of opened up a 12-point lead in sort of the third quarter, and then really just managed its way to the victory. This is a game that we kind of both said that Harper probably has to score 40. He scored 24. Carrington scored 20. But they just didn't have enough weapons, and I think that Gran Canaria just was a team that, yeah, I mean, I haven't really talked much this season. You saw it though today. You saw it in that game was the dynamic duo of Thomason and Holmesley,
Yeah.
two long, slender guards, scorers that can really hurt teams. And then when you get a guy like Goma and then it's a dangerous team as they've proven all year. And they got the job done. It didn't look pretty, it wasn't a fantastically looking game. They did shoot the ball pretty well. They managed to slow down Harper enough. Still at 13 or 15 free throws. It's still amazing what he's able to do. So your thoughts?
Yeah. These games, these slow or ugly, not beautiful games, show that this is a 1 game elimination round against the teams that directly passed from the regular season. So they are the favorites, and the other teams like try to give their best and go into the mud. And Gran Canaria has a lot of, as you said, variety. The variety of possibilities in the offensive end is great, and also in the defensive because Harper wasn't very comfortable in the first half. Then Karen Carrington helped a little bit in certain moments, and then, as you said, Harper made the the points from the 3-point line. 15 free throws was the second highest mark this season for him. He had 17 free throw attempts 2 times, and this was like the third biggest number for him. And he has almost 200 free throws throw this season, 199. I counted them. He played 18 games, 17 plus one, 11 per game. That's crazy. 7.8 falls drawn this season. It's absolutely crazy. So and I posted that data, and also Sitafa Sabané, that is the president of Gran Canaria, replied me with a video of Harper drawing a foul from, I don't know, Thomason or Nguama, that was like a handshake, a very little handshake, and he was like protesting that with this criteria, it's obvious that he's drowning all this number of fouls. So it was that was yesterday, and I was very surprised because I think the rivals like are amazed by the number of fouls drawn of Harper. But this is a tool that you can use, and if you are able to maximize it, it's fair for me. So very good for him because it's another way to score. It's very valid, and this game also showed that Austin Wiley wasn't in the mood yet. He came back in mid-February or at the beginning of February, and then he stopped playing in the Israeli league. Hapoel played 3 games, and then he didn't play, and he came back now for this EuroCup game, and he wasn't comfortable at all. His physique wasn't, his athleticism, sorry, wasn't like in the beginning of the season, and also the missing of Chachashvili also is key. So Gran Canaria had all the tools to win, and that's how it went.
Yeah, they what was it? They had 21. Look at that. 21 to 33, 21 was the rebounding difference.
Hmm.
11 offensive rebounds for Gran Canaria, and what did they end up having on second chance? 20 points. There you go. 20 points on second chance points. Okay, let's move on to the games Wednesday night. The first one was a pretty ugly slugfest for the first half, and then Tel Aviv got a couple guys going, Raglan and Foster. Madar had some moments there, and Motley was just kind of there the whole time. Didn't really do anything, that much spectacular, but was just kind of always there. But you saw just what I was impressed with was just guys stepping up over a couple of minutes. Even a guy like Bingham came on and
Yeah.
and gave them some really quality. He only played 5 minutes, but he had 4 points, 3 rebounds, and showed them just enough of a different look to kind of give them a them being Turk Telecom, and yeah, and Foster was really the man. Had 21 points to lead the team, and they are now where they wanted to be, and it's a team that has some good punch,
Hmm.
but also showed that they can play good defense. They didn't let really Alexander do much. They totally bottled up Anthony Brown, 5 points. in 31 minutes. He just could not do anything. Even Angola, who scored 15, but he was massively frustrated. Hanlon ended up with 17, but they just didn't allow them to do anything. They shot 38% on twos and 27% on threes. Just a totally ugly game in the 60s, and yeah, Tel Aviv showed that they can win some ugly ball.
Yeah, for sure. As you said, the team or the players that could manage the frustration would have the most possibilities to win this game. I think this comes to veterancy and experience, and Marcus Foster, that this guy has been so important for the team, even if it was with the last coach or Dimitri Situdis. He's been the most prolific scorer. I don't know, but he's been the best scorer of a lot of Tel Aviv in a lot of games. And if you see the box score, that isn't needed. But if you see the box score, as you said, only 2, 3 guys shined or were more able to score the basket in both teams. That shows that this game was a game of I don't know, misunderstandings, slow game, a lot of fouls, turnovers, 26 turnovers between both of the teams. Very few assists, um, points that came from second opportunities or because some
18 offensive
individual.
rebounds. 18 offensive rebounds for Tel
Yeah,
Aviv turned into a 13-0
exactly. Yeah, I
difference
didn't.
in points, second chance points, and they won by what they win by 6. And you have a
Mhm.
13-0 advantage on points off second chance points.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I didn't see the 18 rebounds in the box score, but it was obvious that with Bingham, also Caboclo, Motley, all of them were very good at the rebounding, and it was a teamwork. Everyone grabbed like their offensive rebound, so very good for Tel Aviv that. I think they have won 11 of the first and last 13 games with Dimitri Situdis. He's been doing a great work with them. As you watch them play, they don't seem very organized. They depend a lot on that from Jan Madar, that was very, very frustrated as I saw yesterday. He was like punching things and protesting a lot to the referees. Just the Wednesday wasn't his day, really. And let's see if he can manage to be to step up in the leadership of the team, because you don't know how Marcus Foster is gonna be every game, if he's going to make 4 of 8 3-pointers every day. So it's important to have Jan Madar set on tone, and also the centers and the interior rotation towards Valencia Basket, that the interior game is the least good, is the worst aspect of their game. So this is going to be a good matchup for them.
You you mentioned Valencia. Let's move on to the last quarterfinal.
I'm doing nice transitions, David.
Let's see here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players of 11 hit three-pointers.
Yeah, it was
Brima
close.
didn't play, and Jovic only had took one shot, and that was a two-pointer. 17 three-pointers. And it was. I tell you what, it would have been interesting. So, Valencia wins 98-74. There was a three-pointer taken away from Simpson at the end of the third quarter.
There was.
Apparently, because the time didn't wasn't going, you can't take that away. I'm sorry. You have to go with the clock that because he waited, Simpson waited to take the shot until the end of the clock, and that's 3 points. And I want to say it would have been a 12-point game, right? After three quarters.
Yeah, and well,
Wait, I have that here. I have that here.
and then they
No, it would have been 15. It would have been 15.
yeah,
It
but
would have
they
been 15
reached
instead.
the 12-point differential, so it would have been more. It wouldn't be better for them. They would have reached 9-point differential.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that instead of being an 18-point game
Yeah, yeah, for
after
sure,
three
for sure.
quarters, it was quote only 15. It would have been only 15, which then they had the three-pointer to start the fourth, if I'm not mistaken, and then it would have been 12.
Totally psychological. Yeah,
And that's big, and because Valencia was just hitting threes and hitting threes and hitting threes like every time Cluj tried to get into it,
yeah,
Valencia would go boom, 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 and yeah, it just, I mean, they're just nasty, I mean, and everybody can hit them. You saw it. Everybody can hit them. Even guys like Padilla, Ojale, Sestina, everybody can hit them, and they have there's no hesitation either. They're
oh,
not going to stop. 42 threes. So they 42 threes to 28 two-pointers. So, I mean, so you're at the game. So Cluj,
yeah,
really quick with Cluj, Simpson ended with 12 and 10 assists. Hankins had 12. Makoko had 12. And yeah, just clearly wasn't enough. 18 turnovers and ended up shooting 11 of 33 on three-pointers. Only 5 of 8 free throws compared to 11 of 18 wasn't that much for Valencia. But okay, but you were at the game.
yeah. I must say that Pedro Martinez loves Simpson and Mococa. Both of them for him are great, and you could see because I'm very close to Pedro in the games that he was always paying attention to Mococa and also the staff and the scout that Pedro has, Juan Maroto, and they were always trying to make adjustments with Makoka. They changed a lot of pairs with him, the defender, I mean. So it was great to see that because it says that the good player Mokoka is. And also, they tried to defend Simpson with a lot of different players, Barrio, Montero, Chris Jones, not Jovic. So it was fun to watch that type of adjustments. And about Valencia, I don't know what else to say because the triples and the 3-point attempts, I think, are a consequence of their play style and the work. If it's a full circle. If you as a player don't think that your teammates are going to kill for the offensive rebound, you're not shooting that with all that confidence. And also, you should, if you know that your teammates are going to grab the offensive rebound, you should more comfortable, more relaxed, and you made it. And it's like a full circle that if you make the first two three-pointers as Pradilla did, then the other two are going to be in also. And that's why Valencia started with 20 points, and the first 20 points were 15 from the 3-point line. It's crazy because you can handle that rhythm at the beginning. It's very difficult. And then they also try to dominate from the rebound, the transitions. It's like a full it's like a mini NBA team in Europe because it's always about rebounding, transitions, and triples. They don't. I don't know. 28 two field goals made no attempt in
Attempting.
in all,
Yeah.
in all the game, and in Cluj
Yeah.
that also shoots very well and a lot from 3-point line. They attempted 38. The differential is a lot, but if you watch the total field goal attempts, the game is with 70 attempts from both teams. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you don't need to have good percentages to win because you know that the quantity of the shots, the true shooting and things like that beat the percentages. So volume here matters, but the quality of the work that's behind is the key. So 40% of triples with 42 attempts is absolutely crazy.
And 12 offensive rebounds too,
Yeah.
so I
And
mean,
I must say that 30 assists, 16 assists in the first half with 10 of 21 in three-pointers is also crazy. And you could be talking about every single player. I don't know. Stefan Jovic gave 5 assists in 8 minutes. Also, to be fair, he made it in 7 because I was looking at that. Chris Jones almost a double double, taking 13 shots. So it's incredible. But because Chris Jones doesn't want to give assists, it's because of the game and it's like a consequence. It would have been also another player, but in his position also, because it's all the team. So that's what is Valencia, that the MVP, it's the team really, not one player or two or three. Everyone can do anything, as you said before. Everyone can make threes, and also give assists, rebounding. So incredible to watch, and very good coaching from Pedro Martinez. That for me, he's been the best coach from now.
all right, so we have our final four teams. Interestingly enough, three of them coming from Group A, that being Bahcesehir,
Yeah.
Hapoel Tel Aviv, and Gran Canaria, which means going on to semifinals, we have Gran Canaria taking on Bahcesehir, and then the other half of the bracket, it's Hapoel Tel Aviv going against Valencia. And those games will be on Tuesday, March 25th, Friday, March 28th, and Wednesday, April 2nd. We do have the matchup between Gran Canaria and Bahcesehir took place in the group, and Gran Canaria won in round three, 66-63 at home, and Bahcesehir won at home, 73-65. So both games played more at Gran Canaria's tempo with the defense. Bahcesehir obviously would enjoy playing a little bit more up tempo if they can. They've also shown all season that they can get down and dirty and play some ugly games and win those ugly games. And Gran Canaria, yeah, we both had this as our picks for the semifinals, and I'm gonna lie and say that I remember what we said the series was going to be. Actually, I think I picked no, because I had Ryer, I think, in the semifinals. Um, so I don't remember what we had
Yeah,
for
but
the
in
the
the last
picks.
episode, as Gran Canaria passed to the quarterfinals, you gave,
Yeah,
but you didn't. Yeah, but you didn't made
I don't
a.
think I don't think we picked the. I was in next gen modus, and so I don't think I picked
Yeah.
the series winners, the semifinals. I don't think we went that far. We went that far. Okay, so those are the quarterfinals, and as we mentioned, March 25th. That's actually Tuesday, and so there's actually no games next week, and so we're actually going to cut it off now. We're actually going to cut the show now, and then we're actually going to wait and see. Maybe some news comes out, whatnot, and we'll see and give you a preview, our picks for the semifinals. So, Sergio, anything else that you want to talk about for the quarterfinals before we wrap?
No, very good quarterfinals. Everyone gave their best, and hoping to see very good basketball semifinals. It's a pity that we have to wait for 2 weeks, but it's going to be great. I know.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that, and you looked at teams like uh Bahcesehir, Tel Aviv, and then also Jerusalem and Valencia, their last games were before the window,
Yeah.
their last EuroCup games, because they had the bye, they had the window, and then they had the bye for the eighth finals. But in the end, three out of four still made it through. Gran Canaria is the lone team from the eighth finals to make it through. But yeah, so let's hang out and wait. Sergio, you want to let everybody know where they can find you on the social medias?
Yeah, social medias are Twitter, X, and Blue Sky. I'm Llebres11, LLEBRES11.
And I am at Hein News, HEINNEWS. All right, so Sergio, thanks a lot for jumping on here, talking about the road to greatness. And we will talk next week and preview the semifinals. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. See if we can maybe get an upset, or if we're going to have the two top seeds, the two group winners, face off. Which kind of think we might, but we'll wait and see what we have to say next week. So, Sergio, thanks a lot, and to everybody else, this has been the Gone Traveling Show, and we'll talk to you next week.